just stay hidden. I don't care about art style. See, that's the thing. You guys care too much about visuals. I care about the mechanics. I care more about the mechanics of Melty than the art style. Like, I'm not feeling the art style either. I feel like it's a little outdated looking. But at the same, I feel like the sprites could have been higher resolution, maybe, if they were going to do sprites. But I'm going to tell you why I don't give a shit about it. I don't give a shit about it because the mechanics look really interesting. Like, I wasn't really hyped for Melty until I started seeing gameplay, and I was like, yeah, if you guys say that Strive is boring, then you should be hyped for Melty. Like let's look at the logic here, right? If you say that Strive is boring, that it has no character expression, that it has no depth or no like blah 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 or whatever, right? Like, I know there's people here who do like it. I love Strive personally. I think Strive is great. There are issues with it, but overall I think it's great. I really like it overall. And I definitely think it will get better as time goes. But if people are saying that they don't fuck with Strive for whatever fucking reason, they say they don't fuck with it, then Melty should be right up your alley, because Melty is the literal opposite of Strive. It's barely dumbed. From what we've seen of the gameplay, they barely dumbed it down. Like, very barely. Like, the links are, like, I can tell you that the links are probably easier to do than in the old Melty. I can tell you that it's probably a lot easier to use shield and get certain situations off shield. It's probably the fact that they give you an extra meter when you lose. There's some beginner mechanics in there, but overall, the core of Melty is still there. And Melty is a very highly technical game with a lot of nuance and situations. And you can see that in the gameplay, right? You know what I mean? You can see that in the gameplay. So, like, if you feel like Strive is limited and you like complicated fighting games with long combos and hard shit, then that's literally this game. So fuck the visuals, look at the mechanics. Look at what you're getting. You're getting rollback and you're getting a hard fighting game. Isn't that what people said that they wanted? And this is why Majin Obama said Melty will not save the FGC, because now what people are going to do is they're going to play Melty and they're going to find an excuse for why they don't like Melty, or they're going to find an excuse of why they're not good at Melty. Is now the new excuse is going to be Melty characters got no drip. Melty characters don't look good enough for me to play it. Oh, I'm not feeling the art style. People will find ways to complain, and that's why I agree with Majin that Melty will not save the FGC. Because people will always find a fucking excuse as to why they can't play the game. So, yeah, this is very similar to the Melty art style. It's basic fucking anime art style, right? I'm seeing really high level mechanics that, like, we're seeing them in a basic form in these play demos, right? And also the whole concept of Melty is that these are regular people who have powers. So if you think about this in the form of an anime, Melty was a straight up anime, and then they turned it into a fighting game, y'all will fucking love this shit. The art style doesn't really matter because Melty has a really good story. Melty has a really good plot, right? So, like, imagine they took the whole plot of Melty, they turned it into an anime. Y'all literally like all types of anime that I feel look like shit. Alright, JoJo anime. Terrible animation. I watched the JoJo anime. Animation, like the art style of the manga is good. Don't get me wrong, but the animation of JoJo is fucking terrible. Like, it's terrible. And y'all fucking love that anime. It's ugly, bro. Now, I have read the manga, and the manga looks great. Yes, I know the manga looks good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the animation. I'm talking about the animation. The animation is terrible. Right? It's really hard to look at. But y'all swear to God by this shit. Right? The animation is fucking terrible. Like, it really is. It is so lazily drawn. Like, it is so lazily drawn and lazily colored. Like, it is terrible looking. If they were to do this, right? Look at this. Instead of coming out with a game, if they were to do this, they were to make an anime and it looked like this, y'all would actually be like, why can't we get a fighting game of this shit? And then they drop this same exact game. You guys would not be complaining about the animation style. Look at that. Look at that, man. That's beautiful. So now that we've established that you guys already watch shit that have basic bitch anime styles, right? So the whole point of this is to establish the fact that you watch stuff that has good animation, but also you also watch anime that has basic bitch animation and basic bitch art style, right? We've established that, right? So how can you sit up here and act like this art style is not good? That's my thing. What is the logic? Where's the logic, bro? This shit looks hype. Like this, but this doesn't look. But none of this looks hype to you. This looks hype. This looks hype to you. Something doesn't make sense. You know? Something doesn't make sense here. Like that's some double thing. I think that fighting game players are already trying to OS the game. They're already trying to OS why they're not going to play it. That's what I think. I think that the whole I don't like the way Melty look is people already OSing the game. Real talk. They're already OSing the game. So many, like, this is so freeform. This is literally what you guys said you wanted in Strive. Motherfuckers like, yo, Strive is so limiting, bro. I can't. This game literally has everything that everyone says that Strive doesn't have. This is why I can't take fighting game players seriously, bro. This is why you can't take gamers seriously, bro. It literally looks damn near the same. It looks damn near the same.
Swift.
It looks damn near the same.
Just 5B and buffer in the.
Like, how can you say you like this, but then think this is boring? Like, if you actually play fighting games, how can you, like, and I'm talking about, like, you really play fighting games. Like, you don't just play occasionally, but you really understand how to play fighting games. How could you look at this and not be hyped? Like, just look at this one situation right here. Look at this situation. All right, knockdown. Meaty mix-up. All right, what's the situation here? Let's even get off the animation and the art style shit. Let's look at just this situation right here. You're now in a three-way mix-up situation right here, right? Because she could come down, she could cross up, she could same side, she could empty low. So, or she could just grab. So you're in a 4 or 5-way mix-up in this situation right here. But you also have the shield, which you can anti-air any, you can shield any jump attack. And then if you read the throw, you can get out. So you have good defensive options. So off rip, we already have def in attack and def on defense. Two things that people say that Strive lacks. Right? Come on. Look at the situations, man. Look at the mechanics. Like, come on, bro. It's cap. Yeah, but I mean, what are we fucking... Are we fashionistas, bro? Are we fashionistas? Are we fucking... Like, what is the logic here? We play fighting games for how they look now? Since when do we play fighting games based on looks? Because, I mean, if we want to go down that road... I can name fighting games that you guys have played that probably don't look that great. But people play them anyway. Yeah, like, real talk. Like, let's keep it real now. Like, that logic makes no sense. Come up with a better reason. Come up with a better reason for why you're already OS and Melty. I'm going to explain to you guys why I'm going hard with this. I'm going hard with this because this kind of mentality is the reason why we can't have nice things in the FGC. This is the reason why our scene is small. This is the reason why our prize pots are small. This attitude is the reason why our scene is small. Because, perfect example, Rainbow Six a shooter, they'll come out with a new character. Nobody's gonna fucking complain that the character got no drip or this or that. Like, Rainbow Six Siege characters look basic as fuck, and motherfuckers played that game for years. Hold on a second. Ash, Rainbow Six Siege. Right? They only recently started, like, dripping Ash up. But for the longest time, Ash was just some nameless fucking soldier, dog. For the longest time, this was Ash for like 5 years. You know what I mean? For the longest time, Ash was just a regular ass FBI agent. Fucking Sledge. Sledge. Like, these were just regular ass agents, bro. For the longest time. They only recently started coming out with like new costumes and all this other shit. But for the longest time, these were just basic ass fucking agents. They were just police. They were just police officers in body gear, dog. Never heard that shit from the shooter community. They just play with the characters they have. They support their games, and their games become huge, and they get big prize pots and a huge scene. Okay, but isn't a fighting game also competitive? If anything, a fighting game is more competitive than a shooter. A fighting game is more competitive than a shooter. Because at least a shooter you could play casually. Right? You really can't fucking play a fighting game casually, right? And the reason why fighting games can't get to that point is because motherfuckers keep shitting on every game that comes out. Every time a new fighting game comes out, there's always a fucking problem with it. We're talking about character design, right? Characters look good, right? Are you going to say that the character design is not good? Is the character design good? Do these characters look interesting? Yeah, this game is garbage. You know why it's garbage? Because people play it because it looks good, and NRS knows that, and they know you don't really want to play fighting games. So they gave you a fighting game that you don't really need to know how to play it well. Yeah, it's like, because NRS knows that people who care about what fighting games look like don't care about what they play like. Do you understand what I'm saying? NRS is really good at that. NRS is really good at that because they know that you're going to buy it because it looks good. So, like, think about it like this, right? They know that you're going to play it, and 90% of the people who play MK play it because they say they like the way it looks. And they know that the people who care about visuals in a fighting game don't care about mechanics. When I say that Melty looks hype, I'm not talking about the aesthetics. I'm talking about the mechanics. The point that I'm making is that you have a game right here that has fighting game mechanics. This is a game made for fighting game players. If we don't support this game, you can't get mad when we get more games like this. When we get more games like MK. When we get more games like MK, don't fucking complain. Don't complain about the fucking mechanics because you did this. That's the point that I'm saying. That's the point that I'm trying to fucking make here. When we get more games like MK11, when we get more dumbed down shit like Strive, don't fucking bitch about it then. Because they're going to give you their... See, you need to remember, these are corporations. They're like, French Bread is a company. If they put this out and this doesn't work, they're going to be like, we gave them great mechanics. Yeah, they're going to be like, we gave them really good fighting game mechanics, but they didn't like it because it didn't look good. Okay, well, you know what? Fuck the fighting game mechanics. Let's just put all of our time and energy into the graphics next time for Melty Blood Type Lumina 2. And fuck the mechanics. Let's just make it super easy to play and scrubby. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we get there. Because when they give you a good fighting game, you guys always find a reason not to play it. But when they give you a shit fighting game, you guys play it, but then all you do is complain about it constantly.